What is going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? And what I have for you today in this video is a product review for my Samsung Galaxy Note 4. Not the phone itself. I already did that about a few weeks ago. If you guys haven't checked that review, I'll go ahead and check it out. But this is a case review for the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. Now, before I go on with the video, I just want to say Happy Independence Day, guys. Yes, that is going to be tomorrow because the day I'm recording this is actually July 3rd. And Independence Day is on July 4th in the United States of America. So guys, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day, and without further ado, let's get started. So the case I have for you guys today is the i-Blason Prime Series dual layer case, or the dual layer holster. And I actually did an unboxing of this already, just to take a quick look at it for our first impressions. And that's basically the packaging right there, as you guys might have seen in the other video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Alright, so there's nothing else that you get with this case, as I've shown you guys in the other video. I mean, no screen shields or anything. You basically just get the case itself, and then you get a holster right here for if you want to put it on your belt. And this is actually a swivel clip right here. So it's a 360 swivel clip right here, and you can put it on your belt in landscape, or you can do it in portrait if you wanted to, like so. And actually, to put it in landscape, it was actually like this. Before, I had it upside down right here. That's why I couldn't grab it from the top to release the clip. Alright, so that's basically the holster right here. Now, the holster, I've never used it at all, really. So basically, it just sits in this bag, because I don't wear my phone on my belt. I always keep it in my pocket, and we'll talk about how this fits in the pocket in just a moment. But that's basically the holster itself right here, and it's got this nice foam material right here. Now, as you can see, it does have some dust on there, and it does show, but this is supposed to keep the screen protector, or to keep the screen clean. I don't know how that can be if it has a lay on a table design right here on the case itself. Alright, so that's the holster right there. We'll put that off to the side, and here is the case itself. Now, let's take a look at the inside right here. The inside, it has these little triangle designs right here, which is actually smooth plastic on the hard rubber skin. Alright, and this is basically a two-piece case. So you have this black plastic frame right here, and you have a kickstand right here for when you want to watch movies, you want to browse the web through landscape mode, but you don't want to hold your phone. So that's pretty much what this feature does right here. Alright, I call that a kickstand. And of course, it is loose right now, but that's because the phone is not inside the case. To pop this case off, what you're going to do is take off the anchors right here, here, and here. Alright, so you got 6 anchors to take apart. Now, if there are multiple ways to do this, what I do is just do the right side first and then just pull the skin off. But you can also do it like top first, or bottom first, then the sides, then the top. So there's basically multiple ways to do this, and of course you can just work your way around it. Like so. Alright, so I have used this case for a long time right now, and it actually suits my purpose. Since I started using the IQ Shield body skin for the iPhone 5, I really haven't been using a case ever since then, until I got the Galaxy Note 4. Then I got this case. Now, I really miss using my Galaxy Note 4 without a case, because it does feel great, it feels nice, and it doesn't feel as slippery as the iPhone 5 and the iPod Touch 5th generation. The iPod Touch was a lot worse because due to the stainless steel that was used in there, or the metal that Apple used in their products, make it so slippery. Whereas compared to Samsung, it's not slippery at all. And the fact that it's a Galaxy Note 4, a phablet with a big size screen to it, making the phone larger, it fits well in my hands, better than the iPhone 5 itself. But let's get into the case right here, and keep in mind, guys, I do have a body skin on here. I have one on the front, and one at the back by Armor Suit. The only thing I don't have is the sides right here. As you can see, it is nice and clear. The only one I have is the one for the S Pen right here, and I'm gonna go or let you guys know why that is. Alright, so basically you can just take top first, and then you can just work your way around the corners like so. And it is hard rubber. It's not very soft silicone. Not the very tacky silicone. This is basically like a hard rubber piece, kind of like the one compared to the Otterbox Commuter Series for the iPhone 5 and 5S. Let me kill this. That's the only thing I can't kill it. Trying to kill it here. There we go. Jesus. Alright. And phone just decides to come alive again. Alright. And then basically just work your way around the case right here. Work it around, massage it into place. Make sure, Jesus. Massage it into place. And make sure that everything's lined up properly, as you can see right here. And then, of course, just take this piece right here. Now, I like to do it one side and first. However, just keep in mind, it's not going to click in all the way until you click in the opposite side, and then you have to go back to the original side that you initially started with. Alright, so as you can see, I got the left side in there like so, and then I'm going to snap the right side on, and it just snaps on, and the middle part will snap on completely, then the sides right there. So the whole right side is snapped into place. Now let's snap the original side that I was working on. Snap. 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 Alright, so as you can see, the case is on the phone itself, and that's pretty much it. And you got a nice cutout for the camera, the LED flash and the heart rate sensor, and of course the kickstand right here is now not loose, as you can see. And then of course you got a cutout for the speaker right here, cutout for the S Pen right here, the microphone right here, the micro USB port, and it's got a cutout for the microphone, but it's actually covered up in there. However, as I've talked on the phone to other people that I've called, you know, nobody said anything like, hey, I can't hear you, what's going on, and hey, you know, you're muffled. Nothing like that, so the microphone is still accessible. And then of course you got the volume buttons right here, which are covered up very nice. And then you have the headphone jack, the top microphone open, then you got the IR blaster open, and then of course you got the screen where the case wraps around the edges, so you got a lay on the table design, so I'm not worried about this thing you know, scratching my screen or the screen making contact with the surface if I have this thing laying face down. Even if I have a screen protector on the phone itself without this case, you know, I wouldn't worry about the screen because it's just making contact with the screen protector. Alright, so that's the case itself. And then you may be wondering why there are these little slits right here, as you can see here and here. That's because of the holster itself. You guys probably already knew that anyway, but for those of you guys that were curious, that's why. And that's it. That's the phone inside the case, or inside the holster, and as you can see, it does work. Only thing I can't figure out was like, because it also has the other slit right here, which, let me flip this around. Okay, so it does it either way. Now, if I try to do it with the screen facing out, obviously we got a little bit, oh, not even lined up here. But doesn't matter if I line it up because it's not going to work. Either way, it's because of this little outing right here on the case. I mean, look at all these humps right here, and then including the one for the kickstand. This holster was made so that it can only go in one way in both directions. So as you can see, screen faces in, no problems whatsoever. And of course, rattling, it's not going to fall out. And then if we take it out and then rotate it 180 degrees, screen in, but on the opposite side this time, because the volume buttons actually face up, no problems whatsoever. Now that I think about it, this is probably the way that I would use it if I do use the holster. So that way, if somebody calls me and I don't want to answer right away, all I have to do is push the volume buttons, and then the sound doesn't stay on anymore. Now, while this case is nice, it's best that you don't have a body skin on here, because as you can see, I didn't put the sides on because I've had bad experiences with the out-of-box commuter series on the iPhone 5 where it actually lifted up one of my side protections right there, and now that's all worn out, and you know, the adhesive side has started to peel off a little bit. But in terms of the screen and the back is just fine, although I did have one little imperfection right here. Actually, let me take the case off to show you guys right here, because when manufacturers are making these cases, they are making it without any type of body protectors on there. They're basically using a naked phone with nothing on it. And that's how a lot of manufacturers do it these days. Or actually, that's how they've been doing it for a while. And then, of course, I have to be careful when lifting this corner up because I do have the S Pen cover right there. Because one time I just pulled it off and then the cover started to peel off a little bit, so I had to realign it. Alright, so basically just work your way around the corners, and that's pretty much it. Now, take a look at this little imperfection right here. You can see a little bit of red on there because it's got a little bit of the coloring right here from the case, because it is a red case right here. Not only that, but it also lifted up that part of the protector right there. It basically just pushed it up. It's still stuck to the removable backplate right here, but other than that it's pretty much the only issue. And then, of course, excuse me, that wasn't the only issue. Screen protectors. This is the one by Armor Suit right here. This isn't a regular screen protector. This is the one where you have to spray some adhesive or spray some solution onto the adhesive side, and then you can actually move this around before it dries out. But look at what it did up here, close to the speaker. It lifted my protector a little bit, and now that's not going to go into place unless if I can get a replacement by Armor Suit. Because when I first originally bought the case or ordered it, I was thinking, and I even looked it up online on YouTube, and it looked like the rubber piece was actually silicone. And I know that silicone is a little bit harder to install the plastic piece on. I mean, I've seen that with the out-of-box computer series for the iPhone 4 and 4S, the black models especially. They're a little bit harder to put on versus the hard rubber pieces right here. Or actually, the hard rubber pieces made it a little bit harder to put those things on. This frame right here makes it easy to put it on these kind of rubber pieces right here. So that's why, you know, I feel like this kind of case design is similar to the out-of-box computer series, but actually better. And the problem with this is that I did not feel like it was actual silicone when I first opened it and first put it on, because it was hard rubber right here. As you can see, I mean, I can't even stretch the thing compared to a very soft silicone. I can't even stretch it. Alright? If you can't stretch a rubber case, then that means it's not really foolproof silicone. It's basically a hard rubber material, but it fits well on the phone. And one thing I do notice is there's some sort of discoloring right here, because over here is actually black. Now that could be due to the work environment that I've always had this phone in, because, you know, it is a dusty environment, kind of dirty, and maybe my hands got a little bit dirty and then started touching the case a little bit. But other than that, you know, that's pretty much it. And I noticed that the bottom doesn't line up as flat as it should be right here. It basically kind of puts it on a curve a little bit. You guys know what I mean. That doesn't bother me at all. It just happens to be something that I noticed while using my phone in this case. And one thing I do like about this case is that, or cases in general, especially with devices that have a protruding camera right here, which I've always hated, because if I'm not going to use a case on my device, I can't have the phone laying down on the camera like that, making contact with the surface, because it'll get scratched somehow. And even though many people can argue against that, I really don't care about what the reasoning could be that I shouldn't worry about it, because I will worry about it no matter what. But this case right here is very nice because it doesn't make the camera protruding anymore. And they're all cases are like that, hopefully. And you can actually notice some discoloring here too, because this is nice bright red right here because it's covered up by this black piece right here. And then you see the sides right here is kind of dark right here. And not the fact that I have a white phone right here, you know, it really pops. You can see a little bit of the AT&T logo right there. And one thing about having these body skins on is that the case may not line up properly at times. But for me, if it's not that bad, I'm not worried about it, because now not only do I have the bulk protection or drop protection, scratch protection, I also have another scratch protection, which makes it double the protection. So the protruding camera is not protruding anymore. As you can see, it is deep inside that hole right there. And believe it or not, this case, I actually like it better than the out-of-box commuter series that I've used. I don't know how much they've improved on that for the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, but I have seen that case on the Galaxy Note 4 because I had to install that for somebody, and their silicone was actually pretty nice. And I do say silicone because it was silicone, but I still had trouble installing it, and I had to lift it up and then try to pull the covers a little bit. I don't like that kind of process. This process right here compared to that one is much better, and I feel like this case is better built. I mean, it is a little bit thicker compared to the commuter series for the Galaxy Note 4, but you know what? It doesn't make that big of a difference. And it'll be as thin as that case if i-Blason has gotten rid of all these humps in the kickstand right here, making the case nice and flat right here without the humps. And it'll just lay a little bit closer to the surface right here. And it's got great drop protection. I'm not afraid of this thing hitting the ground at all because my phone is protected, as you can see right here. But I haven't dropped it yet. But I hope I don't do that. I mean, if I were to drop it, most of the time it's going to be on carpet. Because it'll just be in my house. But when I'm out in public, I'm always very conscious of how I'm using my products. And this fits well in the pocket. As long as your pockets are big enough and they're able to fit the Galaxy Note 4 originally without a case, then it's going to fit in your pocket with this case on. And then, of course, if your pocket is a little bit smaller, because there are some pants pocket that are made like that, then you might have an issue. So you definitely want to watch out for that. Make sure it's the right fit for you. And if you don't put your phone in the pocket, you just leave it somewhere, but you remember to grab it, then you wouldn't have a problem in using this case at all. And I do like the kickstand right here. When I watch movies a lot, I do use this thing. I just don't want to... Only thing I'm worried about is the more I use this thing, you know, like the more I open it and then close it, as you can see right here, the more worn out it's going to be, and then it'll eventually get loose. But so far, you know, it did get loose a little bit, but it's still holding up. I just wonder when it's going to hold up. I just wonder if this thing will ever break, but hopefully it doesn't, because I do like this kickstand feature right here, and I haven't been using it recently, but, you know, whenever I want to watch movies, hopefully this kickstand is still there. Alright, and how much did this case cost? This case runs for $16.99 on Amazon.com, which is $17, and then of course with Amazon's pricing, if you have an order over $35 or exactly, you get an option for free shipping as long as the item qualifies for free shipping. So there's definitely a benefit right there. I don't know about i-Blason's pricing right there, but you can always check. I'll leave a link in the description below for Amazon's link as well as i-Blason's link. But overall, for those of you guys that have a Galaxy Note 4 and are looking for cases, I really recommend you look into this one. I mean, it looks very nice. It feels great. It looks good. Styling, well, not really styling, but this is kind of my style. Because I feel like this is mean looking with all of these humps right here, and then you got the red and the black right there. They do have some colors, but not many choices. There is a black on black, and then I believe there was a blue on black right here. So you don't get too much color choices right here. But I really do like the look of this case. With the black phone, would this pop out more? Maybe, but I have the white one. But yeah, I feel like even with the white one, this looks good as well. And then of course, you get the black on black and white, then you can definitely see the difference right there. Or you can see a difference anyway, but it's just kind of an old style in my opinion. So that's pretty much it. And if you want to use a screen protector for this, make sure you get like a friendly, a case-friendly screen protector. Because I use the full body protector right here from Armor Suit and the actual screen protector itself, because I do like the fact that it's all covered right here around the ports, the speaker, the front-facing camera, not like the out-of-box one or most manufacturers these days where they decide to leave a little cuts in between. And I don't like that at all. I like the whole surface to be covered except for the necessary ones that you can't have covered. So that's pretty much my review. I definitely recommend this case to you guys. And this isn't only made for the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. They also have some for the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. And then they got some for other Samsung phones out there. But as far as other manufacturers, I'm not 100% sure. Probably do. So you definitely want to check their website just to make sure that you see something like this or you see something over there that you like. Alright, you get the case, you get a holster. I don't know if all of them you get a holster, but if you do, at least you have another option, and all in a simple packaging right there. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment. Also check the description below for my social media links, Twitter and Instagram. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.